Wait a minute.
All right.
With you.
So,
we're totally with you. Okay.
Monday.
All right, wait. So hold up.
Easy. Monday.
27.
Easy.
Johnny. I'm stuck on the whole walking through the
80s, so
hallway.
she was like a Molly Ringwald to me. Like if you know anything about the John Hughes movies.
I won $100 million.
Oh God.
I disappeared.
I got it. No, I know this is why it works. Because there is a way. You think do not like.
Easy. Hello, and welcome everybody to Easy Monday Motivation. It is your host E with the crew that makes this day so wonderful because we always get so pumped to be here on Monday. I got to check in with the crew that make it do what it do. CT, the guy, and my liege, Johnny. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good. Our partner over here, he got a little attitude. I don't know how he do. I'm just playing. I'm doing good. Good to be here.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. How are you doing, CT? You're acting a little bit of AOC-ish today. I don't know.
Are we live? Or we pre-recorded? No, we live.
We are 100% live.
100% live. So
100% live.
Yeah.
Can't call what's going to happen on this episode, except the fact that we're going to celebrate today, together. Yeah. Yes. It's a good episode.
Yes.
It's a good day to have a good day. Yes.
Today is a good day, and welcome everybody to May the 13th, which is always a fun day because it's National Hummus Day as well as National Apple Pie Day and National Fruity Cocktail Day. But I just know these things because these are things I'm into. I'm a foodie guy, all right? This is a Scotch or E thing, but it's okay because they don't really matter because today is not about actually today. Today is going to be about another day, a day that matters the most. And in that day, we're going to celebrate those things. But before I jump all the way into those things, I want to do our normal update. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you are tuning in, we do want to see that you are enjoying yourself. So do the shout outs. Go ahead and subscribe, and do all of the things and give us the stars ×5 because we're trying to get out there and vibe with y'all. I do want to check in first with you, Johnny, my liege. How was your week? How have you been? I mean, happy belated Mother's Day. I don't even know if you can belate a Mother's Day, but I know Mother's Day just passed and you being an awesome mom. How are you?
I am good. I am really good. I'm kind of stuck on the whole hummus day. I love hummus. And I didn't know it was hummus day, E. So that means look, I'm putting it on you. That means you got to make some.
Okay.
No.
I mean, you're actually in luck that I do have some chickpeas in the cabinet and I possibly could put together some. Okay, maybe if I feel inspired at the end of the night, I may play with some hummus and make it and bring it in. So we'll see.
Okay. I love hummus. But anyway, no, I had a great Mother's Day. It was pretty chill. I downloaded a new audiobook, Whoopi Goldberg's memoir. So I was just like in my yard, piddling around, doing stuff. We barbecued. I was listening to that. And it was just a good day. It was all around a good day. Yeah.
Nice.
It was a good day.
Nice. All right. So, happy Mother's Day, Johnny. Now I'm going to ask this question just because, I'm a nosy. Do you think that Mother's Day is more important than any other holiday in the, No, you think it's the same as everything else? You think everybody treats it? Do you think everybody treats it the same? Because it seems like Mother's Day gets like a reverence. There's a whole list of days in the order that they matter, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and like Mother's Day are like at the top 5, right? You know what I'm saying? Like you get Easter, like people will like debate Easter over Mother's Day, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but do you think, Mother's Day gets like this, kind of
it does. I think it does like as a whole in our culture, yes, it does. Yeah. But honestly, I called my mom yesterday and I was like, you know what? I'm starting to feel like Uncle Mike used to. My uncle used to say, like, I don't need a holiday to tell my mother I love her. Yeah. So I'm starting to get like that. I don't know if it's my older age as I get older. I'm like, oh my gosh. And all these text messages. It was nice. It was nice. Yeah. I was like, God, now I got to respond. It became more of a chore than what it was. Just to chill and relax. So I don't know. No, I don't. No, I don't, because I think fathers are just important, just as important. You know, and all the things. As
All the things.
Like, oh no.
Where is it? There it is. Yes.
We always get it. All the things.
No. And y'all know I love my mama, but Mother's Day, I'm like, oh, okay, I guess.
I feel like I don't mean to stop you, Johnny, because I want you to keep going. But
no.
Season 1 was Every Day is Friday. Season 2 is All the Things.
Season 2 is All the Things.
All the things.
Season 2 is all the things.
It is.
Of all the things. So that's pretty accurate.
All right. Well, CT, man, you've been busy, and I want to check in with you and get your update. What's been up with you?
Cam, if you would do me a favor and allow that video to share my update, at least the beginning of it.
High volume.
Yes.
Oh.
My update is all about the Thompsons. And I'm not talking about Melanie and Christopher. I'm talking about Christian and Krista. We are 2 weeks, like that Saturday, post the wedding, and still riding on a high because they are such incredible humans. Like when I talk about, you know, being proud of something and just everything about the experience was amazing. Like there's no good words to really describe all of the emotions, all the things, all the emotions that we experienced during that. But the two of them are just absolutely epic. And depending on how we get a response from some people on their honeymoon will determine whether or not I put that place on blast or not. So hold on to your horses, because next week my update is going to be something that I'm hoping that goes viral if these people don't call us back because of an experience that they had that was less than positive based upon the experience they had. But yet the wedding itself and the experience and family and all the things was everything. And my ability to honor them by doing the ceremony was just top 5 things that's ever happened in my life. So
that's amazing.
Solid.
And CT, this is your oldest, right?
Yes.
Like, so, okay, so you got to tell us, how did you feel? And then you performed the wedding. Like, seriously, okay, give us one word to describe the emotions you felt, which I know is hard for you to do because you was feeling everything.
Mm-hmm.
One word.
Epic.
Okay.
Can I use more than one word? Because you said
sure, go ahead. Yeah, because I'm interested in what you have to say.
Transformational. Right there, these two humans are just unexplainable. And you know how like sometimes we talk about like people did it the right way, whatever that means in our community, but they really do. Like they've got good jobs. They've the way they process and they talk and they communicate, they're just far beyond where even Mel and I are 26 years in the game, right? And they're far beyond like where we were early on in that process. And so Krista's parents, 33 years in the game. So they come from some place that both marriages have some like longevity. And yet our marriages aren't their marriage. And they get it, they understand that, and they honor that. And I very much respect how they are doing what they're doing, the way that they're doing it early. So for me, it's been fantastic. It's been fantastic.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. That's amazing. I love that. I love people love. So that's beautiful.
Love is in the air. Love is in the air.
Love is in the air, E.
Love is in the air.
What?
You can go in like an incubator so you can have your own.
Like, he said love in the air. Is it lingering? Like what's happening? happening? You said that happened a couple weeks ago. They got lingering love. I don't know what's going on here. I'm just playing.
That was good though. That was good.
That's a man. But I'm so happy for y'all, man. And like the pictures and everything that you guys have been sharing is so just wonderful. It's such a beautiful occasion. And then to see y'all's oldest child like step into this new world of like this is the next phase, right? Like, all right, cool. Look, man, we done did this dating thing. We done did this. Like, yo, we locking in. Like, this is us. We about to do everything. So, yes, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. A beautiful thing. Oh, she's here. Hey, mom. Hey, mamas. The mamas is here. Yes, the mamas done checked in. We in trouble. Okay.
In the room.
Good. I gotta act good now.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Let me straighten up. Fix my collar. Yes. Today's episode of Easy Monday Motivation with your host Eric. Using his real name, Eric. My mother is here, so we're gonna keep this exactly G. If there was E that we could do, I would do that. But no, guys, I had a wonderful week. I got to hang out with my mom and take her to the movies because that's something that we share. We like going to the movies, so we went and seen The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which was. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Like I like the whole series of it. I know you're watching. I like the whole series of it because the narrative of it is telling how we got to the place of the original movie, right? Which is great. Like they literally created prequels that made you like the story, right? And I think it's a very true, authentic experience to watch the transformation of the smart apes to a society of smart apes. Like it's almost like watching humans coming to consciousness, right? So it's pretty cool.
Okay, I want to see it.
Yeah, definitely. And then on top of that, I got to do some fun cooking. I got to play around with that and make some drinks this weekend. So it's been I'm starting to get back into my craft, starting to get my stuff going. So Scotch with E is back in full effect. We're gonna start posting food and stuff again. I'm trying to get myself prepared for season 3, where I'm gonna do some stuff with you guys. Maybe one day, I'm gonna have y'all over here doing a taste test of some food while we do an episode or whatever. Or maybe one day, we might open it up to our audience and go meet them somewhere and record live and do some stuff with them. But needless to say, we continue to grow every day in every way as the EMM crew, and we had to do something special this week. And I want to kick it over to CT so we could talk about today's episode.
Yeah.
CT, will you lead us today?
Oh, this is one of those episodes where like we do love our mothers. Now, you two have had the opportunity for our show to have y'all's mamas like really be engaged and involved. Yeah. And so easy motivationers, y'all should be prepared to learn about the two of them. Now, granted, my mama doesn't necessarily show up to write on this program. She does watch it on occasion, and I'm anxious to hear what you all think she has to say.
I can't
but
wait.
To the point of our episode today, I want to take a couple of minutes and just talk a little bit about like moms and a couple of little fun facts that I think is important for us to share. And then we want to get into some videos where you all are introduced to our mothers. And you guys get a chance to hear what it is they have to say about us. We've asked them some questions. We've connected. But Mother's Day is one of the top 5 holidays in the United States of America, but it is celebrated all over the world. It was first established in 1904, but it didn't become an official congressional celebrated holiday until 1912. And when you start thinking about how much money we spend on Mother's Day, $3 billion, y'all. Johnny, so I gotta almost come back to you on the idea that I don't like being celebrated. I felt like when you were answering the question, it was like you didn't get the best Mother's Day gift.
No.
Just
wait a minute now.
Hold on, go talk to us now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I didn't say now that I didn't like to be celebrated.
Okay, I want to clarify.
Yes. Because my sister love a gift. Okay, I'm wearing one of my gifts right now. Is my repping my repping my reds a little bit. So I love a gift and I love to be celebrated.
So in the midst of celebration, are you a gifts celebration or is it a dinner? Like when you as a mother love to be celebrated on Mother's Day, like what do you love? And I want all of the Easterling household to be listening right now to this answer. So how do you love and like to be celebrated on Mother's Day?
You know what? Okay. So I'll just say this. When Terry and I first got married, I used to play that game of like, oh, just like whatever you want to do, whatever you want to give me. And that was for like Christmas, whatever holiday it was.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got wise, y'all, because Terry will admittedly say, like, he's not a gift giver. So he said, look, if you want a gift, you need to tell me. And you need to tell me what you want. I said, bet, say less. So from then on, I just started telling him what I want. So I enjoy gifts. It doesn't have to be anything just, ridiculous or whatever, really expensive. But I like gifts. He picks out the best cards. So I love when he buys cards because I can tell that he really read it and intentionally picked it out for me and it's how he feels about me. So yeah, I like gifts and I like to eat too. So I like a good dinner too. So we barbecued yesterday. So I like to be celebrated for sure. It's just the whole idea what we talked about is like, is it more important than others? Not necessarily, but I'm just a girl who likes gifts. You know what I mean?
So why? So not to suggest that, you being a father, that, there is one day that seemingly is more popular than the other day. As a matter of fact, on the days that have the name mother in front of it or father in front of it, do you know how many holidays come before Father's Day?
Do I know how many? I think it's like 3. I think it's 3. No, there's none.
Most popular is like Christmas.
Do
you know
how many in that list of how many? Yeah, there's probably about 16. Probably about 16.
St. Patrick's Day is celebrated more than Father's Day. I'm sorry, we're talking
Arbor Day.
My bad. I'm sorry. We're talking about Mother's Day. Let me digress. Let me come back to the show. And our mothers, Eric. So when you think about, y'all should have brought the show today. I think the age, very
it makes
true.
a difference, right? Like,
yeah.
Still like I do like gifts though, but yeah.
That's true. That's true. As a matter of fact, easy motivationers, as you're listening, what kinds of gifts do or have you given to mothers or to your mother? Or if you are a mother, what types of gifts do you love to receive? If you can throw that in the chat for us while we're going through this conversation, I would love to see that. Last Mother's Day, Melanie got a weekend destined, like best Mother's Day ever. They say hi, baby.
I'm with you, Mel. I'm with you.
Come on, Mel. The shade is real. Come on.
I hooked the men up in my
Queen Mel, he's not wrong. Arbor Day is above Father's Day. That's the trees get more love than the fathers.
Not in our households.
That is true. Anyway,
all right.
Flowers are like
flowers are good. Yeah.
So flowers are that, and that is flowers and candy are the top choice for
really.
Yeah, when it comes to the data.
I give out grief.
Yeah, you do. Mama, is that true? I think you do. I think he's telling the truth.
It's not you. It's not you, Mama.
It's me.
So like for real, like when we think about like this conversation we would have, right? And the difference between like Mother's Day, Father's Day, the debates that are there, like there must be something significant and important about a mother. So when you think about a mother, like what is a mother to you?
To me, a mother is like if I had to like create like a visual, I guess it's like the warmth and comfort of a blanket with the hot chocolate, but then at the same time, like a brisk wind to remind you that you can't stay here, right? You got to keep moving. You got to keep trying. You got to keep working on things. Like me personally, my mom was very encouraging. She was nurturing. She was thoughtful. She was considerate. She paid attention to the nuanced differences of her kids and what they needed. So I felt like a mom is like the person that meets you where you need them,
Mhm.
like mostly, you know, while fathers play the examples in a lot of situations, and they play the, you know, role of I have to be the wall where the mom has to be the blanket or the pillow,
Yeah.
right? Like I always see moms as like that soft, nurturing space that allows for a kid to make the mistakes and to cry and to be soft and needing and be needy. And then a mom can address those needs and also kind of tailor them to be like, baby, you don't need me here.
Yeah.
This is where you're supposed to go out here and go do it on your own. And
good.
that, you know, and that's kind of me. When I think of moms, that's how I see it.
That's good, E. That's really good.
I like
Mhm.
that.
You know?
I
I mean, I got a good mom. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I got a good mom. So,
Yeah.
That's a good mom, right? So,
I got a good mom.
Johnny, you have the privilege in this conversation of both having a mother and being a mother. So, what is a mother for you? Because you have two different contexts that even E and I aren't able to fully appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. My mom would have us. I'm looking at her comment, y'all. She would have us all back in her house if she could. She just she just loved her kids. She wants us all there. You know, I actually agree a lot with what E was saying. I do think the mother is that comfort. We listen, we provide empathy. And it's not to say that fathers don't, but it's just a different relationship, right? It's a different relationship. And even like being a mother and looking at my mother, I really feel like moms keep the families going. You know what I mean? There's been times that Terry has said, "Look, I don't know. I'm looking at you because I don't know what to do. This is all you the mama, you figure it out." And we laugh about it, but he's serious at the same time, right? So I think mothers kind of keep that family moving forward, keep us going, keep us supported. And I mean, it's just something about that mother-child relationship, obviously, because they carried you, you know what I mean? So that's a different relationship. But I don't know. I don't know what we would do without our mother. Our mother is everything to us. This is like, if she says it's right, then it's right. Then we listen to her. When I don't know what to do, I still call my mom. It's just like she is that one. So I think that's what moms do. They just they're that guidance, they're that support. They're listening, they listen to you, all of those things. So I agree.
Yeah.
I agree a lot with what E said.
Yeah, and because two things can be true, they can be all of the things that you all said, and they can be the one that whip your tail. Like, I mean, like my dad was not like the heavy disciplinarian in my house.
Oh yeah.
My mother,
Yes.
like, there was gonna be a check that was happening. My mother was the one that provided the check. And back in the day, we are of the generation where I remember, and if you listening, I'm telling on you, like I'm telling right now, there was this moment I remember very distinctly that I don't realize that I might have done something wrong. And my mother told me to go out to the tree and get a switch off the tree. Oh, excuse me, get one of the branches off the tree. We called them
switch
back in the day. Yeah, get one of the
branches
off the tree for the express purposes of bringing me back into the line for whatever it is that I did it to.
Yeah.
Now, while that may not be socially acceptable today, I will tell you that I am grateful that my mother loved me like that. Like, she didn't just love me with a hug, but she loved me with discipline. She loved me and honored me to tell me when I was wrong too. And I think there is this really amazing balance that we get out of the nurturing of a mother, but that the nurturing is both a care through things that we might love, and the care of the things we did not.
Man, I'm so glad you said that, CT. Because my mom, that's how she is. She does not play. Okay. Mary Douglas didn't play. That's all I can say. And all she had to do was give me a look. And I was like, "I'm sorry. I didn't know." I was like, "Stop all that crying." Like, okay. She didn't play. So you're absolutely right. I know I was going that whole caring and comforting, and you reminded us, like, mamas don't play though.
They don't play.
Yeah, mamas don't play. Mamas don't play, but I'm gonna go ahead and call her out. Like, my mom's butt whoopings did not hurt. Like, I mean, it seemed like she was trying to whoop us and not whoop us at the same time. So you'd be like, where's the oomph, right? Because like when dad would whoop you, you'd be like, when mom hits you, like, like what the?
Like, what's happening here?
But to that point, the one time that my mom ever hurt me and hit me where it was. When she looked me right now, I was like, I'm disappointed in you. And I was like,
Oh.
what?
Oh.
What? I ran to my room, I went and cried for like 3 weeks. To this day, it still haunts me. Like, I'm disappointed in you. I'm like, all the butt whoopings never matter, but I'm disappointed in you. I was like, okay, no, I can't deal with that. That's psychological warfare. I can grow a new butt bone, but I can't grow a new disappointment bone. So I'm sorry.
I'm just picturing a movie. You know how they have like the head just floating as you're thinking, I'm disappointed in you.
That's what it was like.
You. It's like, yeah.
That's the crazy part about it is that there are so many different psychological ways that moms tricked us into getting us on the right path. And the genius of it is in this particular show, we get a chance to hear from our 3 moms.
I'm so excited.
So Cam, if you would, please pull up our first interview with one of our moms.
All right. So we are here doing a EMM crew Mother's Day interview with our moms. And I have the pleasure of interviewing my mom. Happy Mother's Day, Mom. The mother of the Chaos King. That is me, the AOC, your champion of chaos. My mom, CJ. How's it going? How's it going, Caribou? How you doing?
Yeah, Caribou is good.
You good? You good? So yeah, I mean, I know Mother's Day is a wonderful holiday. I know we've always had a lot of fun. I know we had traditions growing up to celebrate Mother's Day, and even as I got older, I tried to create traditions, because paying homage to your mom is just like one of those things that is really sweet and endearing, because mothers just give so much love. And I want to first start on our interview by talking about a mother's love. Like, I'm going to ask you the question of how important was it for you growing up to receive your mother's love in order for you to be able to transfer your mother's love to your children?
How important was it for me?
Yeah.
Very, very.
Yeah.
We had to share. It was 5 of us. So you kind of vied for her time, but she made it happen. My mom did. She shared love. And I think a lot of it in the same way that I did, because I mimicked a lot of things that she did with my children, just because it always made us feel like we were loved.
Yeah. Grandma did have to navigate a whole bunch of things, and the times are totally different too. So I mean, and I can appreciate that. So as you, how do you think women, or how do you think mothers take the role of being a mom? Like, in your perspective, like, is it a serious job? Is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, because some people can be like, oh, I'm a mom, but I'm a mom. Like, when that word has so many dynamics to it, right? And I know even in your experience, you've heard people be like, I'm a mom, but you look at them and be like, you a mom? And then they'd be like, you a mom? I'm like, no, you a mom. How important do you think the title of mom is? Like, do you think it is a very distinguished title?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. That's when I became a mom. Well, I will be honest. I didn't want to be a mom.
She didn't want me.
But when I knew that I was going to be a mom, that took priority in my life.
Yeah.
So it was very important that I became the best mom that I could be. I did.
Yeah.
That was my focus for life, because I chose to bring children into this world. So they depended on me. So I was mom.
Yeah. And I definitely understand that to be like, so once the responsibility came, it was like, all right, I'm mom now, so I'm about to do this job and do this thing like I would do anything.
That's
and
right.
The good thing is, like, I get a lot of that from you, where it's like, hey, this is the situation, we just gonna make it work, we're gonna do what we gotta do. Or, you know what, I said I'm not doing that, we ain't doing that. So like, I definitely
You're a product of your mama, ain't you?
Yeah, I know I am. Ladies and gentlemen, my mama. Okay, so I want to talk about some of the joys of being a mother too. Like, I know there's a lot of responsibility that comes with the crown of, being a mom. What are some of the joys that you like, reflecting on the fact that, you raised pretty much 4 children and then you have grandchildren now? Like, reflecting back on it, like, what are some of the joys of motherhood that you would like to celebrate or talk about?
I have 4 children that are different, but they're alike.
Mhm.
So I can look back over the years and see that all of my children had different personalities growing up, but we all always had laughter. We
Mhm.
all had something to contribute to our household. And I can remember a lot of that, that made my day. When I was having a hard day at work or, with someone in the family, those kind of things. My children were my go-to. They were my um, reason for trying to find fun or to do things. So I reflect a lot on when y'all were young. And then I look now as you've become adults, you're in a total different space now. And that is so rewarding to me as a mother. It is so rewarding that I see the fruits of being a mother.
Yeah.
And it's rewarding. It is so rewarding. And I can leave this earth knowing that I've done a good job.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and you have, Mom. Thank you, Mom. You've done a good job. I mean, especially being the mother of the King of Chaos. Like, yeah, like, and like, so let me go ahead and ask a fun question. Like, how difficult was it raising the King of Chaos?
The King of Chaos, Eric, you weren't a bad child. You weren't. You just like you are now. You talked a lot. You had fun. You made life friendly, and people looked to you because we knew that we were going to get some kind of entertainment. I remember some days when I walked in your classroom and you was the clown.
Ooh.
You was having fun, and everybody was laughing. And I'm like, what? Why is it? Well, Erica's up front. I said, oh. And the teacher would say, he's not a problem. He just likes to have fun. And you would get your schoolwork done, but Eric liked to have fun. So that didn't change. And I'm happy about that. It didn't. You did your stuff. You did your stuff. That the one instant we talked about where the alcohol became missing. And the first time I saw you.
Yeah.
So, you did some stuff. But all kids did, and especially my sons, you two, you and Fredo were actually, I call them my easy children. My girls were my challenge, but you were fun.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, I think I am still the same. I think overall, like, the kid in me never really died. I just kind of like aged and like built a responsibility shove. Like, I'll take care of all of these things, but I'm still gonna have fun.
That's right. Have fun.
Like, always. Yeah.
Yes.
So I want to ask a question that I kind of like front loaded with you. What are some things you didn't like about being a mom? Or you don't like being about a mom?
The biggest thing that I didn't like about being a mom is just being, and this is being transparent, I felt like I was a single parent.
Yeah.
I felt like I was a single parent, and I felt like a lot of it fell on me. And I felt like a lot of things I didn't get to do when I was younger. But I knew that role once I accepted having kids.
Yeah.
And so I can't say there's anything in particular that I didn't like, because I love my children.
Yeah.
I did. I love my children, and that was my soul. You know what I mean? It was just something that I knew I had to do. I know I became a protector. I became a provider. I became all for myself and for my children. And that was my job. So I can't say that there was anything that I really didn't like, except for I thought that, there were some things that, and it wasn't, I don't think because of my children. I think it was because of the life that I was living with my partner.
Yeah.
And that made some difficult times for me. But as far as my children, y'all didn't give me y'all didn't give me a lot of issues. Like I said, boys were boys. Y'all were, y'all were doing your stuff. And a lot of things y'all didn't share with me. I found out when y'all became older, some things that transpired, but I knew that God was in control.
Amen.
And he has made sure that my children are still with me.
Come on.
Yeah, that's very. Thanks, Mom. No, that's very true. So I'm gonna turn it up to like our last fun question, and I'm gonna let you ask me a question. That way, we can use our whole 10 minutes, right? So, all right, you have 4 children, and if you had to place them in order of who you like the most, me being number 1, I'm gonna let you prioritize who you like. All right, in order from 1 to 4. Who's your favorite child? I just want you to keep in mind that there's an E in number 1. There's no D. There is an N, but I'm better. I'm just playing. Mom, I love you, and I know that you love us, and you're a wonderful mother. All the things that I know that I've watched you go through and all your life experiences have motivated me to always believe that there is strong, capable, beautiful, feminine, like just amazing women out here. Because like, if it wasn't for the fact that I know, like my mother, I've seen the example of a woman who can be all of these things, and my mom, if I didn't have that example, I wouldn't probably believe that it existed. But I have a wonderful mother, and I'm glad that I get to highlight you this Mother's Day. So thank you so much for coming on today, Mom. Thank you for being transparent. And this was amazing. This was fun.
Yes, it was. Thank you, E. I love you, E.
I love you too, Mom.
I love it. So good. That was so good.
What you think, Johnny? What you think?
So first of all, just shout out to your mother. That was such a beautiful interview. I can see her strength and her love for her children in that interview. And I love that she, y'all see I was taking notes. Y'all know how I do. But she mentioned like she didn't want to be a mom. And I just want to quickly call that out because especially like her generation and before, we were taught that that's what you were supposed to do. You're supposed to be a mom. You got to have children, this and that. And I love that transparency because it gives the next generation something to really think about. But she said when she knew that she was going to be a mother, basically she accepted that assignment. She said, I knew that role, once I became a mom, that was the role. And it's like, okay. And I think that's what moms are. That kind of just like encompasses what mothers do. Like, okay, here we go. This is it. Yeah, so it was such a beautiful episode. And E, I talked a lot too, obviously, you know that. So that's why we're friends. And
yeah,
the smiles in the room right now. I'm saying. E, just real quick, man, how was it interviewing your mom?
It was fun. I mean, I have fun with her all the time. Me and my mom are so like crazy when we get together. Like we laugh about everything. It's always a joke. We make, like she said, like we make fun wherever we go and whatever we do. There's always going to be laughter and joy. And like, I know I got that from my mom 100%. So I love you, Mom, and you're welcome.
I love it.
She did so good.
Thank you, Mama CJ King, Chaos Mama, for sharing your story with us. Cam, if you would, please share the next Mama video.
What's up, everybody? As you can see, next to me is my mama. Are we twins? Don't we look good? Don't we look good? So, in honor of our Mother's Day episode, I know you all are getting an opportunity to meet all of our mothers, the women who brought us into this earth. And candidly, we are who we are because of our mothers. And this fine lady next to me is Marquette Ann Hatch. And she is one of, without question, top most amazing, wonderful people in my life. And so if you want any idea how I became how I am, and I know many of you all have been questioning that for years, it's her fault. So in the spirit of our Mother's Day episode, this is us celebrating moms. And so I'm sitting with my mother today. Mom, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Christopher.
Good. Welcome to the program, the Easy Monday Motivation Program. And I have a couple questions that I would love to ask you about being a mother. And in the spirit of me being extemporaneous at times, I may just ask you a question off the rip. So, but first, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from and what has been the most rewarding thing for you as a mother.
Well, I was born and raised in Columbus, Ohio, on the west side or the hilltop. And I have, my parents had 7 children, and I am the second born.
Oh.
And what else?
By the way, I'm the second born too.
Hey.
I'm just saying. That's it right there.
All right.
What's the most rewarding thing, right?
Uh,
for you?
to watch my children follow the principles, or try to follow the principles as an adult, to live their lives in a godly and respectful way. That's very rewarding for me.
That's good.
And when they don't, I start praying.
How important is prayer in your
Very
mind?
important.
Yeah.
I learned that when I was younger, because I was brought up in the church, and I believe the Bible. And at age 5 years old, I gave my heart to Christ, Jesus Christ, and I wanted to do what was pleasing to Him. And then I got married, and then I had some children, and the Bible told me to train them and raise them in a godly way. So that was my whole purpose of being a mother, because I wanted to have them grow up to be an asset to the Lord and to society.
So you have 3 children.
I have how many?
3, 4. You have 4.
I have 4 children.
Have 4 children.
Yes.
Yes. I was trying to leave one of them out.
Oh.
We won't talk about that right now. But
all of them are my pressures.
Don't mention Bruno.
We have a thing on our show,
Okay.
where we have established that sometimes you have a favorite child. I'm not going to pressure you to answer the question in any particular way, since you're on the Easy Monday Motivation Pod with one of your children. But I would be curious, who might be your favorite child?
No comment.
See,
Yes, mother.
it's okay. It's good. That's what mothers do. That's what mothers do. But fathers do not. But it's not Father's Day. It's Mother's Day. So we're going to keep going. So, Mom, when you think about raising your 4 children, what was the hardest thing that you can think of around raising 4 children?
Trying to meet all their schedules, because they're each individual persons, each individual with each individual characteristics. So trying to apply biblical principles to each one of them, you have to do it in a little bit modified way. To make them function correctly, or I don't want to say that's what I don't want to say function, but having
Come on, Mama.
them
That's
grow
right.
in a good way.
Yeah.
To adulthood.
Yeah. Right.
That's the whole purpose of having kids, loving them, but guiding them, because without guiding, they grow up like weeds. And I didn't want no weeds.
Oh,
I like the dandelions when they grow deep.
Yeah.
That part.
Okay.
But I don't, when they come up, they got to come up right.
We could go deep in conversation around, right?
Yeah.
come on.
So you said you were the second of 7.
Mhm.
Talk to me about your mother, because it's not just that you're a mom, but talk to me about your mom and what's maybe say one thing that you learned from your mother that was really significant and helped transform your life.
Well, my mother will be 98 years young in July. And she's a strong Christian, knowing who God is, and she wanted that for her children, and that's what I want for my children. So I find it more than honorable that I'm part of a legacy of her passing down her love for God and her desire for her children, and that's my desire too.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most treasured thing that a mother or grandmother can pass down to her children, the commitment of living their lives before God, because He sees all and hears all. And be careful, little hands, what you do.
That's it.
So
That's it.
she's a wonderful person.
Yeah.
Very strong.
Yeah.
and determined. But we love her like we love our moms.
and this program gets to hear from what would grandma do, from the acronyms we used to get when grandma was when we were growing up with our names. That's the genesis of what would grandma do. Is that when grandma would do the Christmas birthday cards or whatever, and they would have our names and the acronyms next to them. That's the spirit of what would grandma do. Now we're going to come up on our time, so I have two questions. Okay. One, there's this person who is sitting next to you, and if there was anything that you would want the listeners to know about CT, the chocolate drop, your second born, what might it be?
Okay, it's like this.
Oh, that leaned in. She leaned in,
Christopher
y'all.
was a little rebellious when he was growing up, and he followed the crowd that you don't want your child to follow. So he took a little bit more bending and directing than I think my other kids did, but he got the point. And I'm so proud of him that he has been a success to his family and to God. And I don't want to say success, but he has worked at being responsible before God as he lives this life. So he's a good boy.
Thanks,
but he's a wonderful man. We transitioned from boyhood to manhood. So that's he's in God's hands now.
Yes.
Right.
And when I was in your hands, if you will,
yes,
I would say you did a really remarkable job of making sure that no matter where or how things went, I could always get back to God. And then last question, for all of the mothers who may be listening or will listen, what's the advice you might give them, the best advice you'd have to give them?
Stay focused on doing it God's way and not your way, because God had a plan. He's the creator of all of this, the family, our lives individually. And when we try to stay focused, and if you're not a believer in God's word, that you would turn to God's word and see what the purpose of a family is, and raising your children up with godly principles, so that when they get old, it won't be so hard for you to keep praying for them. And this is a general principle. We know kids do their own thing when they're grown old, but we women as mothers, we have about, in the United States, sort of like I say, we have a little span of time, which is about 18 years, to pour our lives into them, that they will, when they grow up and they take on their own responsibilities, that they will have some roots, good roots, and a foundation in which to build their lives, their families, their children. Without roots, they're just like a wind, just can be blown off and tossed in any kind of direction. So keep focused, love your kids, but show them discipline, because they will be fruitful when they grow older.
That's my mama, y'all. If y'all wonder where, you wonder where I got it from, I got it from her.
Okay.
Thanks, mommy.
You're welcome. Bye.
Oh, that was nice. Okay.
So good.
Okay, that was really nice. Now I got a couple of things I got to pull out of there. Okay, now number one, I mean, I listened to your mom break it down. While I love what she said, she went from 5 to married. That was amazing. She went from 5 to married. She skipped everything in between and went from 5 years old to being married. I mean, of course, I'm the only one that caught that, to be like, she said she gave her life to God at 5 and then she got married. I was like, there's a lot of stuff that had to happen in between there, but it's okay.
You don't know that. Okay.
I don't need to know it, because all I need to know is that when Mama talked about CT, she leaned in. She was like, he was a part of the rebellious group. I love it. All right, little AOCCT was out there doing his thing. Mama had to ring him in and tend to his garden a little bit longer than everybody else's. But the thing that I think is just awesome is that your mom was very specific about her foundation. Yes. She's like, listen, You can't do this without foundation. My foundation is in Christ, and I put these roots in my people and my family so that they can grow. And the legacy was put in me, and my mama did it for me, and I did it as a mama, and I love that. I think that those things hold so true, right? Like my mom said, she got things from her mom, and then she instilled it, and your mom got things from her mom, and then she instilled it. And the fruit that she has produced out of UCT, while it may drop some chocolate every now and there, it is a wonderful tree. So Johnny, what do you got to say about this interview with Mama? This was amazing.
This was so good. These interviews are so good. I love all of this. The lean in stood out though. Okay, because Mama was very
Hold on. Hey, now I gotta do it.
She said, "Oh, let me tell y'all what's." It was so good, and I just love that so much. And you guys have the same exact face, CT.
Yes.
But the same thing, E, when she talked about the foundation, and as I was listening, it was a reminder for me. It was a reminder for me as a mother, as I'm raising my kids. I think there was this period that it's not like I stopped praying or stopped believing or whatever, but I forgot about the foundation that they need a little bit. You know what I mean? So I just love that reminder that she offered to all of us moms out there. That was a good interview. Both of you.
I liked it. Good job.
She's literally train up a child in the way they should go. And when they're older, they will not depart. And my mother that was foundation for her. Like you do the right things, give them the right kind of seed in the ground. And when you send them off, because she was like, no, you got to go now. Like it was like my mom was real clear. I always remember, I think it was my freshman year in college, and we'll move, but it was my first year in college, and I came home and she was like, let me have the key. I'm like, what you mean? She's like, you don't live here. I was like, wait a minute, I'm your baby. She's like, no, you need to get a job. And that was the other piece. She's like, you don't live here and you need to be working. You have 3 days. So I worked at McDonald's, y'all, after my freshman year in college, because my mom was like, if you live in this house, you will work, and this is not your house. So give me your key. And it taught me something really important. And I tell our kids all the time, the stories, the Bill Cosby stories. It was 6 foot of snow. It was negative 25 degrees.
Yeah.
I rode my bike 7,000 miles. Right. It was that kind of thing that helped us. But that's the thing that she built in us. So I
need your mom's phone number just to help remind me sometime.
She is soft spoken, but her words are heavy.
Beautiful.
We now have one more interview. Cam, pull it up for us.
Right. Oh, okay.
Okay. So I'll give us our intro and then we'll go ahead.
Okay.
She said, "Get it over with, Cam." Okay.
Well, that's a T-Lo Sister Shirley moment.
This is us all day. America. All right. Well, hello, everyone. Happy Mother's Day. This is our special Mother's Day episode. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to everyone. And I am joined here today with my mom. You have seen her in the comments, but y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know half the story, half of what you are in store for with Miss Mary Douglas. I'm so glad that she decided to join us today, because this is not something you usually do.
No, it's not.
You're stepping outside your comfort zone.
Yes, it is.
Before we started recording, she said, "Okay, y'all, I'm about to pass out right now." So let's just go ahead and get our conversation started. Hopefully, Ace is not making too much noise in the background. Okay, so it's Mother's Day, Mom. And I want to start it off with that, like, I tell you a lot that I love you. We say I love you all the time, but I don't think I've really told you how much I appreciate you as a mother, as a woman. It's just all that you have done for your family. Like, you give so selfishly to your family. So if you never hear it again, just know that you are an excellent mom.
Oh, thank you, sweetheart.
Do you think you're a good mom?
I think I'm okay one.
Okay,
I mess up a lot, but I think I'm an overprotective mom. That's what I am.
she is very overprotective, but that's okay, right? Like it is what it is. So what do you think you've gotten right from motherhood?
Um, I've gotten right.
Mhm. I have some things in mind, but I don't want to tell you yet.
You can get trigger my brain, and then I'll flow from there.
Well, okay, that's fair. That's fair. You know what I think you got right. You and dad both, like you all created a space where we felt really free to talk to y'all. And like still to this day, sitting down at a kitchen table and talking to you and dad are my favorite things in the world. Like I can always come and talk to you. And so we've tried to pass it on to our kids. Like, well, no matter what, just make sure that they can come and talk to us. So that's one thing for sure that you got right. Like just having that open dialogue and being able to talk to you.
Okay. And I think I learned that from the fact, say, like when your brother was little, we used to watch this one. Well, I used to put it in front of the TV, and I forget the name of the show, but it would come on, and I remember hearing them say, "Kids are people too." And from that, I learned, that means whether you agree or with the child or not, let them have a chance to be vocal and tell you what's wrong or what they need or something like that, and don't just brush them off and say, "Oh, shut up and go somewhere," like that. And that always stuck in my head about kids are people too. And I said, that is so true. They do know how to express when they want something or what they want from you or something like that. So that learned to tone me down a little bit as far as like when you guys get to talking about, well, I want this and I wanted to know this or want to know that. And I'm like, oh, get on, I'm not going to do it. Oh, get on away from here. I said, I got to sit and listen to see where their mind is at. So I think that helped me a lot just from the TV show that, that was on there for kids. And when I heard that quote, kids are people too. So learn to listen to them when they say something.
And I think kids observe things that you may not even realize they notice or observe. And like you're talking to them, you're like, I didn't even realize you knew that.
Right.
Oh, and they can provide some insight too. So I love that. So that made me think about with my kids just to like be present and listen to what they're saying because it could add some value too.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good one. Okay. We know that mothering is not always easy. And like between us, there's like big age gaps. So I think I might have mentioned this. So my sister and I are 12 years apart. My brother and I are 8 years apart. There's this big gap. So like, how was mothering different between your kids and how is it the same? Because we not only are there age gaps, we're all different, but we're so much alike at the same time. So like, what are some things that you found like are true to all of us, and then like I need to change it up because this one is totally different.
Okay, I would basically have to say like you said, the age differences and stuff, and with each age group, we might as well say each age group that the three of you were at, things change, the way of thinking. The more you learn, okay, I learned this after Leisha, but I can apply it to Jason. But then from Jason to you, there was a whole different thing of learning and what you needed to teach them. And that's why, like the age gap. And then the two older ones can say, well, they didn't ever do that for me. They didn't think about that for me. Like, because my mind was not at that level when I had you. And I guess purposely they say that's why you so spoiled, but it's because we learned with each age group something different, and then not to do this because we messed up when we did it with this one. So that's the learning process you have to go through with each child.
I love that. I love that. I think that's cool, especially for women who are just starting off in motherhood and maybe they're getting ready to have their second child or maybe their kids are small. That's something that they can take away because don't get caught up in trying to do it the same way. And it's okay if you make mistakes. And it's okay if you're learning and living and applying something different. Like it's all good. Don't be so hard on yourself about like trying to get it perfect and trying to get it just right and doing all the right things.
Because with each generation, they're coming up with the whole different aspect of life or seeing things different where, say for instance, Jason might have looked at Leisha's age group and like, we ain't doing that. That's, so that's what our process you're going to be learning in when with each child, basically, especially if they got the years difference in between them, because there's so much generational things going on that you just have to deal with each of them on the level that you're at. And then the ones before be looking at like, okay, so they so special,
Yeah, but it's different.
Yeah, it's not that you're trying to do it, but I learned from that to the next child. And then, each child be looking at it like, oh, they special. Okay.
Yeah, like, oh, they're special, they're different, but it's like you got to treat them different.
Right.
So to mothers, take it easy on yourself, show yourself a little bit of grace because you know your child better than anyone else. I love that. Okay. So what's the greatest joy of motherhood for you?
I'd say the greatest joy would be right now is the idea of that each of you each different, but you each have learned something uh, that applies to your lifestyle, and watching you grow and learn, and you have goals set for yourself, and to watch you guys achieve those goals. Where I know a lot of times you did things afraid, but yet and still you did it. And I look at that and I said, why couldn't I have been like that? I'm scared. So when the fear came on me, I froze, stop. I ain't gonna take another chance. But you guys seem to keep on pushing through it. And it's like, you didn't let negative talk stop you. You knew what you wanted. Okay, they said this or they said that, but that's not how I'm thinking. I have a dream and I'm going to follow through with it. And that's what makes me so proud of you guys, that you didn't let nobody stop you.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
The conversations didn't stop you.
But it's interesting that you say that you let it stop you, but we learned it from y'all. Like we get it from y'all. We wouldn't be able to do the things that we do if it wasn't for you and dad and the way that you guys poured into us and our grandparents. We had a lot of help. Yeah. But
and basically, I think for myself, I wanted to push you guys because I didn't want you to stop like I stopped, And that's even though I might have had fear for you guys as, carrying out your dreams, but I didn't want to be the one to say, oh, you can't do that. You go.
But at home, you were scared to death.
Yeah.
I know what that's like.
Yeah.
I know what that's like. Okay, so we got like a minute left. See how quick that 10 minutes went?
Oh, really?
So, y'all, we're going to have her back. Cam, we're going to have to reschedule, have her back on a full episode. Okay, so I got more questions, but I want to leave it off at this last one. Okay. What would you say to... what advice would you give to other women as they're experiencing motherhood? Maybe they're at the beginning, maybe they're in the middle, whatever. But what advice would you share to the mothers out there?
I would say fasten your seatbelt because this is going to be a long journey. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs, highs and lows. You're going to question whether you need to be a mother or not. But just pour in your child and make sure your child knows how much you love them and how much you want to, be there for them. And be patient with them because the world is different than what you went through growing up. So you can't base things on everything on how it was when you were growing up. Because the kids are thinking different. Everything's fast paced and we got to get this done. Motherhood is not going to be like that. Every day is going to be a challenge. And you just have to learn how to take it one day at a time and learn from each day. But your child's going to need to know that they have a safety net. As a mom, you're going to be that safety net for them no matter what they go through. Even though you're going through it with them, you got to encourage them to stand on their own and try to do for themselves.
That's good.
Just don't think it's going to be roses every day by being a mom. It's not going to be. Yeah.
It's a trip.
And that journey is going to last 18 years at least.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. You see, I'm tearing up. I'm crying because I'll leave off with this. You just said, at least make sure that your children know that they love you. You've always done that. We always joke that my brother is the favorite. It's a joke, but it's a joke. But we never question whether or not you love us. That's never in question. Let me tell you something. Mary Douglas would give her life for her children and mess somebody up over her kids. So there's never a question whether or not you love us. And I'm so grateful because I listen to some stories of the things that people go through, the experiences they have with their mother, and mine is nothing like that. Like, I'm like, my mom is my girl. I'm calling her. I'm hanging out with her. She's funny. She's smart. She's smarter than everybody. So I can always call her for anything. And so I just love you.
And I love you too.
Happy
sweetheart.
Mother's Day to you.
Thank you, baby.
Oh, thank you for joining us, Mom. I love you
Bless
so
you,
much.
happy.
Thank you. Thank you all. We'll have to have her back. She said,
Yes,
okay,
she's
let
done,
us know when the light is off, when you start recording. So let us know when you're done recording. Thank you.
Oh wow. That was amazing. I just gotta call it out. Mama Mary, you were 100% right. That's the name of the TV show. The kids, are human too. So yeah, that's the name of it. So that's dope.
Kids are people too.
Our kids are people too. Yep, that's the name of the show. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Listen, it struck me that y'all had y'all's AKA colors on, but that's neither here nor there.
I said that. I was like, somebody gonna say we trying to rep AKA, but we're not. I just thought it complimented.
I love it. Mama came sharp. Thank you so much, John.
Wow.
For
that was amazing.
Mama to the conversation.
Yeah. Shout out to Mama.
I think that the thing that struck me even towards the end was the genuine connection that the two of you have with each other. And it's funny, E and I, maybe it's the boy thing. Like, we are the favorite child, and we want to express and know
Actually,
that
I'm not. I'm not.
You're not.
No.
He spoke up.
He actually called while we were on the podcast to remind me I wasn't the favorite child. Sorry. Guys, I'm not the favorite.
Okay. But it is one of the boys. It is the boy.
He's one of the boys, right?
It's my brother. Yeah, it's my brother.
But you acknowledge, Johnny, he was just like, listen, we know he is, and yet it never deterred us from recognizing and understanding that, Mama, you love us, and a mother's love is not something that anybody can play with. So, man, that was awesome, Johnny. Thank you for that. E, you got anything? I'm gonna hand it back to you.
I do. I think one of the things that your question drew out, Johnny, which was beautiful, is how transformative it is to be a mom. It's like she said, all right, look, I had the one and I tried one thing, and then I had another one. I tried it with that one. I had to adjust it a little bit. Then I had another one and I adjusted a little bit more for that one. And that's really what it is. It's like I'm meeting my kids where they are. The first time I ran through this with my oldest, it wasn't that big of a deal. Now why can't I get you to stop peeing in the bed? Right?
Yeah,
like you're 30 and peeing in the bed. I got the one after you to stop at 2. I don't know what's the problem. Like, I can imagine the complexity of being a mother in those aspects and the hard work that goes into it. But that was amazing. Like, shout out to all of our moms and all of the wonderful mothers out there in the world. Happy Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day. We're gonna drop the love of Mom all day. Mom, we love you, all of y'all. Okay, if you're a mother out there and you listening to the Easy Monday Motivation Podcast, know that we love you. Your kids love you, even if they don't show you all the time, because we in that generation of them kids, but we ain't there yet. We love them. Okay, so CT, I know you passing it back over to me, and I want to go ahead and kind of set us up for the rest of the show to really just, I know prayer, and I just
oh geez,
that's what the heart she's on love. Yeah, I mean, it can't. My heart is broken. It doesn't work that way. All right, so.
Thank you, Mama.
So I wanna ask the question, which is really funny because, like, your mom talked about her mom, but I mean, I wonder what your mom's mom would say about today's episode, which leads us to what will Grandma do?
Listen, I love this episode so much because of how much I not just love my mother, but being able to listen to each of your moms. It really does speak to the genuine care that they have each had in helping to shape our lives. And so what Grandma might say in season 2 first is she would say, come here, baby. And when she would say, "Come here," she would say, when you think about the word mother, here are some characteristics, some things you think about around how a mother will motivate you. Grandma might say that the M in mother is about the moments that matter. Mothers are there in the moments that matter, whether it is to the point you just mentioned, your first time potty training, to you winning an award, whatever it has been or whatever it may be, that mother is there in that moment that matters. And because she's in the M in the moment that matters, she can't be present in that moment that matters unless she's the O, and that is observant. You know, the mamas who see things that we can't see. You ever have that moment when you're sitting around, you're getting ready to do something you ain't supposed to do? Let's just say you go into the cookie jar and mama's in the whole other room, and she's like, "Johnny, get your hand out the cookie jar." She's not even there. You don't even know how she know that you know, but a mama always knows because she's observant, because she's there in the moments that matter. When you think about a mother, she's there in the moments that matter. She's observant, and the T is when you got your hand in that cookie jar, mama's gonna tell you about yourself. That is the genius of a mother. A mother is going to tell you what you need to hear when you need to hear it, the way you need to hear it, so that when you hear it, you know where you need to go, because she has been observant. And that observant mind allows you to know in the moment that matters, she can get you to the H. Now, here's the thing about the H. The H is the one I appreciate the most. E. A mother makes a house a home. Sometimes a house is just a place that you go to every day, but a home is where warmth and nurturing and care and love really do manifest themselves. We did not move when I grew up. So we were in the same house, but it was because of my mother. She made it a home. We've had multiple houses we've lived in our lives, but the mother of our children made our house a home. Why? Because she was observant in the things that they were doing. So she always got the chance to tell them about themselves because she was in the moments that matter. Now, here's the real interesting thing, that when a house becomes a home, you know how it becomes that home is because she encourages you. Thank you, Mama Douglas. When you talked about how you encourage your children, the encouragement that comes from mama is the differentiator that makes that place a home. And last, but certainly not least, what I think is really critical in the rounding out of this grandma's word, mother, she would say that the R is the thing that when you're going through it, Johnny, when you are experiencing it, E, she reassures you that everything is going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
If there was ever a voice in your life that you needed to hear in a time of trouble, in a time of trial, in the good and in the bad, your mother reassures you because she is that encouraging voice that shows up in every single moment you have, because she's made that house a home. And that house became a home because she had the ability to tell you about yourself when you needed to be told, because she was observant about what was going on, because she was there in the moments that matter. Thank you, Grandma.
Thank you, Grandma. Now that was beautiful. Go ahead, give me a round of applause for Grandma, please. Thank you, Grandma, for talking about them mamas and making that real. Because like the moments that matter, like are those moments typically where mom is there. You know, mom is holding it down. She is, listen, you know, when it's 2:00 in the morning and your baby got the bubble guts, mama's up and handle the baby. So like, and then those moments where there's those after school things and those school things, and you got to take the days off. Like, who would show up? It'd be mom. Mama be there. Mom be holding that trophy. Mom be helping to press that cap and gown when you graduate. Moms make the moment. So I definitely agree with that. And the reassurance piece, like, you know, from the moments to reassurance, everything, I agree with all of it. Thank you, Grandma. Thank you, CT, for laying that out there. Now, I mean, I know you a mama, Johnny, and you got kids, but what else you got, Johnny?
It was the reassurance that got to me. It was the reassurance that like took me under. Okay, if I wasn't on camera, I would be doing an ugly cry right now. Because they all like my mother. She's just that's it. She is that voice. She is the person that reassures you that God is there and everything is okay. Right. So shout out to I want to say shout out to my mother for doing this because she was completely outside of her comfort zone. And I think you did a wonderful job, Mom. Thank you for dropping some gems for everyone on just motherhood. And so I appreciate that. Also, I want to give a special shout out to those of us who are mothering. We may not have physically given birth, but just know that you are seen and appreciated on Mother's Day because there's plenty of women who are mothering and may not have given birth. So you're supportive. You're providing that reassurance. You are there for support. All of the things that we talked about here today, you are doing all of those. So we just appreciate you. And lastly, when I talk to mothers, I hear a lot about mom guilt, that we feel bad because we're not there all the time, or because maybe we work later, because we go on a trip or go out to dinner and all those things. I don't have a huge amount of mom guilt, but I know that a lot of people do have mother guilt. And I just want to say, show yourself a little bit of grace. And that it's okay. You know that it's actually super healthy for your kid to see you doing other things besides just being a mom, for them to see you as a total human. Now, kids, just because the nature of who they are, can be very selfish, and that's no fault of theirs, right? But it's good for them to see you as a total person, as a whole human, and not just their mother, so that when they grow up, they can appreciate that and become that themselves. And then also, it's not even fair to yourself or them for you to just always be that person. Let them experience life without you, because it's okay. So I just wanted to share that to some of the moms. Like, it's all right. You don't have to have guilt over being a total person and over living your life because because you are a mother. It's okay to be other things besides just a mom. And it's really, really healthy for you and your kids. So just remember that this Mother's Day and going forward.
Love it. It's good.
All right. That's dope. All right. All right. Johnny got kids and she got gems too. All right. All right. And she got Ace, who was like totally trying to tear that whole interview. My guy. Ace was in there. That's right, man. He was in there.
Embarrassed. I was like, Cam, oh my God, I thought he was going to be outside and he just wouldn't stop, and Terry had to throw him outside. Like, it was just a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
But it's very appropriate because we just needed to be reminded that Ace is always there. So
Ace is the place.
Ace is the place. All right. So your message from the AOC on this Mother's Day episode, like, I'm not a mom, so I can't really speak for motherhood. But what I will speak to is the importance to me of understanding the role of a mom. Like, everything we talked about that we see that moms could represent is an opportunity ultimately to nurture and create something in the world that nobody else can do but women. I will 100% take my hat off to all of the women who can bear these burdens that men will never be able to handle. And they do it with pride, and they do it with respect, and they do it with dignity, and they turn out beautiful, wonderful people because they understand that's what they want in life. You know, they will sacrifice for those children, like my mom talked about, how our moms talked about putting in those foundations. Like, the things that mom do that nobody else can is mom can get with you. Dad'll check you, but mom can actually get with you, because there's a lot of things that moms do for you first. They're the first ones typically to clean your butt. They're the first one to introduce you to females in every aspect, as a woman and as a man, right? There's a lot of things that moms have to do first. And I just want to take this time to respect y'all, because Mother's Day is first. So happy Mother's Day, y'all. Enjoy.
AOC.
Yeah, it's AOC. Now, when we get to Father's Day, just know we got a whole whiskey conversation we're going to have. It's a risky whiskey conversation on Father's Day. Just know that no mothers are allowed to bash any fathers on Father's Day on the show, because we don't bash mothers. We love them, and we're gonna uplift fathers in the same method that we did today on Mother's Day, because we love you both. We love mothers and fathers, right?
I just need to know, like, what are y'all experiencing on Father's Day that y'all
not the same thing as Mother's Day? Have we not made it clear? It's not Mother's Day.
Y'all need to be a part of the Easterling or Douglas household, because the dads get hooked up. We don't play about Father's Day in our world.
All right, well, I'm gonna need y'all to start a petition for
And
the same.
I know Mel don't play either.
You know, my baby take care of me.
Wait,
I'm sorry.
Why did you bring up that argument if you get taken care of? You are a hypocrite.
No, man. Father's Day, y'all. Wait. Sorry. My bad. Hold on.
Hold up.
Leave you out here.
No, wait. Hold up, guys. And I typically don't do this, and we're live. Cam banish CT to the dark space. He deserves it.
He did just leave you out there, E.
Banish him. All right, guys. I'm sorry about that. All right, you can bring him back now. I can't believe you did that. You needed to be banished.
You set me up. You set me up.
You started that whole argument about the difference between Mother's Day and I didn't even.
Yes.
All right, you know what? All right, I just want to go ahead and get some final thoughts now.
Bring back your
Because,
voice
we got to bring it back.
voice from beginning, that early voice, whatever that was.
We got to, We're going to go ahead and go into our final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to come to you, CT, back from the dark space. What's your final thoughts?
I'm so glad I got back. It's been so long. So, I absolutely am honored in two ways. So, our oldest son, as we mentioned at the beginning of the pod, was married a couple of weeks ago, or a week or so ago, and the moment that had me boo-hooing was when my wife, his mother, were on the dance floor and they were doing their dance, the mother and the son dance. Y'all, I'm holding the camera and tears are flowing down my face. And it was the song Mother's Love. And it is the greatest honor of my life to watch our son and my wife and the relationship that they have, and our son Caleb and my wife and the relationship they have. I honor that so deeply, guys. That watching, I mess with them all the time. It's like, y'all some mama's boys. And I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, even though it may be sarcastic when I say it. I'm grateful that they are mama's boys, because there is nothing like a mother's love. And I leave my final thoughts with a poem from Helen Steiner Rice that says, "A mother's love is something that no one can explain. It is made of deep devotion and of sacrifice and pain. It is endless and unselfish and enduring, come what may. For nothing can destroy it or take that love away." Love you, mamas.
Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Leaving us with quotes and poems and all of this. All right. Okay. I can see you was rebellious. Get him, mama. Okay. Johnny, I'm coming to you for your final thoughts, my liege.
Oh my gosh. My final thoughts are just that I loved this episode. I loved it. Our mothers, kind of gave a shout out, like, thanks for honoring us. Thanks for, asking us to be on and stepping outside of the box and just doing something different. And, but I feel like, this is the least we could do for our mothers, right? Is having them on and having a conversation with them for all the things they've done and sacrificed and continue to sacrifice for us. And so, I don't know, just a shout out to moms everywhere. You are seen. We appreciate you. This job is not easy. And as moms, got to stick together. We got to stick together to get us through this. But we got this. We were built for this. And so just shout out to all moms on this Mother's Day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. My final thoughts is, love your mothers. Even if you have turbulent relationships, with your parents, man, like try to work on it. I've had to give the advice to some people to be like, you got to love them for who they are. Like, yeah, they may not do everything and be perfect, but this is who you got. And like, you're better off trying to understand them than to condemn them, you know, as parents. So try to really, you know, see your parents as people, because there's no guide. My mom didn't wake up and was like, I'm gonna have a baby. Here's everything there was about having a baby and what to do and how to name him. I'm gonna pick this name and he's gonna act this way and I'm gonna raise him based off of these. There was no book. There was no guide. There was just children and learning to be an adult. And when I grew up and realized, like, hold on, wait, my mom was just figuring it out like I'm just figuring it out, then it was so much easier just to give her that grace that we talk about. Like, Mom, like, you was a human the whole time. So I didn't realize that there was going to be days that you didn't want to have kids and you didn't want to be bothered. Like, as a kid, you always assume that mom always wants you and always loves you and always. No, she's a human. She wants to put you down. She wants to tell you shut up. And, you know, and there's times that, you know, she looks at her own baby and like, you's an ugly baby. I'm not going to say it out loud. So what? I didn't finish the whole thing. I didn't use the Y on it. That's why it didn't end. I'm just, you know, I'm really just grateful and thankful to all the mothers out there in the world that, you know, do the work, you know, a mother's work. So thank you all. And we definitely love you. So, all right, with that, we're going to go ahead and do our normal sign off, our normal wrap up. You know where we are. You can find us on YouTube, which is where you're listening right now. We're also streaming on all your streaming devices and everywhere where RSS will put us. Now, I know we're on Apple, iTunes. I think we're on Spotify. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're on Pinterest, man. We putting out recipes for motivation on Pinterest too. I don't know. We just making up stuff. But what I'm pretty much trying to say is 5 stars everywhere. We're everywhere. Like, subscribe, get your vibe on, because it's Monday, y'all. And we here to motivate you. So I'm going to go ahead and say what I always say every single episode. You can just chill until the next episode. Peace. Everybody have a good night and happy Mother's Day.
Peace.
Peace. All right, CT, about your rebellion.